Well, as always, he's the guy you don't want to follow. So that's all right. There's been enough chatter about us now already. So it's first and foremost, I feel like I've got to say this, that with a bunch of false media that was out there, and it's not for anybody in this room, it's for people that are not in this room, shareholders, investors, and lenders and so forth of Acrisure. I wish someone else was writing the check, but Dawn and I are writing the check. And so not a single dollar from Acrisure is going into this. So, Kevin, in terms of where things are at and how we met, you referenced that. You're the right leader at the right time. Your vision, we met day one. Your vision, how bold it is, where you want to take this place. We did talk about it from almost your very first day. And what that did for us in terms of the confidence, the conviction, the validation that, you know what, this place is going places and it's getting better and it's going to change. And when I say change, in all the right ways. And so I also want to say thank you for you being so personally involved in all of this. It truly made a difference. So thank you. Kim, I don't know where Kim's at. There she is. So Kim, your passion and energy and inclusion of people, we see it all the time, every time we see you, but we also see how you respond to them and they respond to you when we're out and traveling and so forth. And so it's been inspiring and remarkable to see. And I would say on a personal note, I'm here representing both Dawn and I, how much you include her on things matters. And so thank you, and nicely done. Jay, 6 months and a day, it's, I don't know about you, might feel like 6 years maybe, I don't know, but we've all been talking about this almost from the day that you showed up. And again, the whole idea is the conviction around where the place is going. Kevin's got the vision, you've got the plan. And the innovation, the creativity, the boldness, the entrepreneurialism, which you don't often maybe say with a university, but the entrepreneurialism that you've brought to all of this is key and it's critical. And again, it's led to what we're doing and the reasons why. And Coach, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and it's one of those things that you'll probably not be happy with me telling a story, but because bold in all the things that you are as a leader, you're also humble. But I was telling somebody the other day, and they referenced, do you know Coach Izzo? I said, yeah, I know Coach Izzo. And he says, oh, he's a national treasure. And he wasn't joking. You're our national treasure. The impact you've had on MSU is unbelievable. Beyond description, beyond words, the impact you've had on us, Dawn and I, and by extension our family too with Michael here, is beyond words and beyond description. Smart, thoughtful, driven, Tom's all those things. Principled, maybe at the top of the list of the things that Tom is. You all know that. As a leader, and I, again, appreciate your kind words, but the truth is, and I've told you this, I've learned from you for 30 years. So while we didn't know one another, I was learning from you for literally 30 years. The authenticity that you lead, the boldness that you lead, the principled way that you lead, and I love the fact that winning matters, and yet you do it in a way that cares about people, and it all shows. Actually, Mike Tomlin from the Pittsburgh Steelers, when I talked to him and I told him I was from East Lansing, first question he asked me, do you know Tom Izzo? I said, I do. He says, I want to meet him, I want to talk to him because I don't know how he coaches people so hard, yet they seem to love him. And the reality is, I said, well, you just, in 5 seconds, you've nailed what's the secret to your sauce. You drive people hard, but you love them. And that's extended to Dawn and I. And I appreciate that. We will be friends for life. The last 2 conversations you and I had, I'll never forget. They're both in the last week. On a week where we got a new football coach coming in, on a week we've got a couple big basketball games, and when Tom sends a text at 9:45 at night and says, "Can you talk?" There's always time, and I always learn something, and I always take something away from it because of how thoughtful, principled, and all the things that he is. So, Tom, and you know this, I've said this to you, but this, what we're doing, truly would not happen without you. So thank you. Why do this? Dawn and I have asked each other that question many, many, many times. So, and there was not that long ago, a few months ago, we were sitting back and said, okay, are we really going to do this? And said, yeah, we are. And the reason is, as Tom said, we didn't go to school here. And yet, so people say it's kind of hard to understand why do you do it. And the answer is always the truth. We live here. We didn't go to school here. We live here. This is our community. We have a belief that if you're going to be involved in something, be involved. I say all the time to people that I work with, look, you got to be part of the solution, or be a part of the solution, or be part of the problem, I guess. But sooner or later, if you're not part of the solution, you are the problem. And so it's just what we believe in. It is something that we're just not wired, not just Dawn and I, but our family, which I'm immensely proud of. Our family's not wired to sit on the sidelines. We can't do it. It's a blessing and a curse a little bit at times, but the fact is we're not wired to do anything other than get involved. When you look at, and you really know, I should say, when a place and people are special, when they elevate you, when they inspire you, when they're the source of pride and the source of connectivity. And when you think about MSU, the leadership, the friendship, that all represents to us, that's the reason why. There is an inspiration that we get from this place. It does elevate and lift our spirits. And again, not mine, I'm speaking for Dawn and I both. That's undeniable, and it comes down to connectivity. Some of our best friends, and I'll even say most of our best friends, we've met through MSU. And so, excuse me. You say, why? For me and Dawn, it's kind of a bad question. And you scratch your head a little bit saying, it's so obvious and so easy and apparent why. But I appreciate the opportunity to answer the question that gets asked. And usually people walk away and go, okay, all right, I get it. I don't usually take as much time as I just did to describe why, but those are the reasons why. And so the programs, Kim rattled off the programs that we wanted to support. So we sat down and said, look, what's the one that we've got to get elevated and have the most impact on for all of us, for our family, Dawn and I. It was MSU athletics. Some of our fondest and most bonding memories when we're taking the kids to basketball games and football games and men's and women's and hockey games and so forth. We were doing all that. Those were meaningful times in terms of our family and our ability to connect. Not well known, frankly, not known by anybody other than Michael, Dawn, and I, and I shared it with a couple of people. There was a couple of years that a couple of years where my daughter and I was like this when she was a teenager. The one place for those 2 years, the one place we could connect and have a conversation was in this place right here, the Breslin Center. We'd go to women's basketball games in particular because she really liked the women's basketball, and I know Robin knows Megan. That's the place that we could actually talk. I don't know why. I'm not a psychologist. I can't explain it, but that's the strain and the stress went away, and we could talk. And so for 2 years, we attended a lot of women's basketball games. So again, why it's more personal than people probably realize. The programs. Kim mentioned the entrepreneurial programs, and as part of what we want to do. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Our son Michael's a serial entrepreneur. I think it's something that is massively important as the world changes with technology and things of that nature. The skill of entrepreneurialism is only going to be more important going forward than it is today. So we wanted to make sure, I don't know if Dean Souter's here. There we go, Dean Souter's here. So we've got, we've got some support there. The Insurance Institute, and someone at MSU might be upset when I do this, but the fact of the matter is, in this community, you've got auto owners, you've got Accident Fund, you've got Jackson National, you've got Acrisure, you've got tens of thousands of people who are employed in the Insurance Institute. Michigan State ought to be the university that has an insurance school. And so part of what we're seeding is the money to kind of start that and kick that off. Sparty and Spartan Marching Band and the Pet Band, you bring the energy, you're game changing. If anyone's ever attended a game when they're here or not here, it's dramatically different in terms of the experience. And so as we were sitting down and talking about what is, who do we want to support, who do we want the monies to go to, the Spartan Marching Band and the Pet Band was one of those things that was very near and dear to your heart. And as we were kind of debating what we were going to do and what programs and in and out, I would just tell you, whether you know it or not, Dawn was going to say this was the one, the Spartan Marching Band and Sparty are the ones that are non-negotiable in her mind. So, so you have the biggest fan that you could ever imagine with me, but really her. So, an iconic, Kim mentioned the iconic mascot, Sparty. Again, I don't know if we're supposed to tell the story or not, but I guess we can probably get away with a little bit today. We got to meet some of the folks that are Sparty. And what class human beings and terrific people. And you talk about passion for Michigan State and passion about Michigan State athletics in particular. It's I don't want to say unsurpassed because I know that the athletes here all have the same thing too, but it's really remarkable to see and feel. And then last but not least, athletics. Coaches that are here, I appreciate having got a chance to, I won't start calling out names because I'll leave somebody out. Loved the press conference on Tuesday. We hadn't met until that day. The passion, the energy, and the determination, resonated with me. As I talked to you, won't remember this, nor should you remember it. When you came off stage, my comment to you, put me in, coach. That was inspiring, and I know you're going to inspire a lot of people for a lot of years here. And so our whole thing here is athletics means what it does to our family. We want the bulk of the money to go there. And as a result of that, the whole idea, and it's your press conference where you talked about, or Jay talked about, having the resources to do the things you want to do to compete at the highest levels for championships. And so this whole thing started with that kind of that concept in mind. What can we do to make sure this place has everything it needs to compete at the highest level, winning championships? And so we're a competitive family. I'll unapologetically say I'm a competitive guy. And so competing and winning at an elite level is what we hope happens, because that's, I think, again, if you go back to the community, as as MSU's rolling, so does the community. Those two are, you can't uncorrelate them. You go into, when Tom and team are doing what they're on a roll right now, go into the city of East Lansing, go to the restaurants, go out in the town, and you feel the energy. And so that's the thing that athletics brings to all of this, and why we're so passionate about it, because the way it impacts the community goes as MSU goes. That's just a fact. So with that, to the athletes that are here, the only thing I'll just say to you is this: please, please set your expectations extremely high. I mean, let your expectations soar, because the support that you need to achieve what you want to achieve, you have it. And not just from us. There's a lot of people in this room that we now call friends that are supporting and helping and doing the same things. So with that, let's get it done. Go Green.
All right.